Greetings. Time for some more. We're building a toolbox as we come to retake our country, retake our society from the woke, from those who would take us back to or into a place that is not ours. We are not Marxists, we will stand against it. We are not fascists, we will stand against that. First thing that we considered was what drives you in your thinking. Do your values drive you, or do your politics? Do you accept something simply because your political party says it's so, or someone from your party or your liberal or your conservative leaning says it, then you accept it, you repeat it, you don't think about it? Or do your values drive your decisions and your in understanding of laws, policies, actions, future actions? Second thing we consider is, how do you listen? We want to be people who listen with intention to understand, not people who listen to use what is said to trigger our own thoughts or to be turned on the person who's speaking. We want to listen with curiosity, because you have things to say, I have things to say, she does, he does, they do. Let's put them out there. Let's have the humility to listen with curiosity. Doing so also requires showing some respect. Could we use more respect toward others in this society now? Yeah, of course we can. So let's practice it. We will learn. We'll actually enjoy it, I think, more. I really do. Third thing. Now, those two things are essential. The third thing was, what are your sources? When was the last time you vetted your sources for current events, for talk and information about what is going on now? Your job, should you choose to accept it, or even if you don't choose to accept it, your job is to vet your sources. Understand who's telling you that. That's key. Who? Then understand what they're telling you. And so to be able to answer the question, why are they telling it to you like that? Now, another different tool for us is what's our basis? What is our basis? I'm an American. So my basis is, we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We declared that when we were fighting for our independence. Unalienable rights means we have them. They are not bestowed by a benevolent parliament and king. They are not granted to us by a generous Congress and president. We have the rights, and in fact, our rights precede government. Government is a creation of the people. So, we delegate to Congress and the president authority to do things. We need government, unless you're an anarchist, and anarchy never works because it falls apart. Everything falls apart. We need government, but government should be and is by definition limited, except that people in government don't want to be limited. So, we're going to use, as part of our tools and part of our understanding, a review of our Constitution, which is our structural framework for the delegation that we, the people, have engaged in to create the government that we have. We're not going to start with the structure of government, though. We're going to start with the Bill of Rights. These were amendments. Amendments are additions to the Constitution. And just a quick history note, The Constitution would not have passed if these amendments had not been promised and guaranteed that they were going to be added. These amendments are affirmative declarations of our rights, liberties, and freedoms as individual people. Because at the time, many of them understood that if we didn't affirmatively declare it and put it in the Constitution, that 50 years, 100 years later, into the future, there would be those who thought that rights were not rights, but privileges. First Amendment to the Constitution reads as such: Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. First point, Congress makes the laws. The President does not. Executive actions are not laws. Congress makes the laws. Congress is made up of the elected representatives, legislators of the people. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. The very first thing that was added to the Constitution to affirmatively declare was freedom of religion. The government would not limit religion, religious practice, by establishing a certain religion or prohibiting religion or the practice thereof. Whether you yourself are religious, freedom of conscience is under this. Second, Congress shall make no law respecting, or abridging the freedom of the press. That means that Congress should not be engaged in suppression of the press. The press is designed to question government, to investigate government, to be the voice of the people in a different way than our representatives are, because these founding fathers understood that when people are in these positions of power, they tend to lose sight of the limitations on their power. Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of the press. Congress shall make no law abridging the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. We have the right to assemble. We have the right to petition the government, meaning talk to our legislators, put protest even, peaceably, keyword, peaceably. CNN reporting that it's mostly peaceful is CNN reporting that this is not a peaceful demonstration, but they gaslighted people, hopefully not you, but if you believed that they were mostly peaceful, you can't be mostly peaceful. You have to be peaceful. Peaceful protests must be allowed. We, the people, have the right to assemble, and we have the right to petition government, our government. Some thoughts right there. Are you familiar with these things? We all are, sort of, yes, maybe no. But we haven't really thought about them for a long time. These days, we're seeing that we need to come back to this and say, these are our affirmatively declared rights. Stop, full stop. If you are engaged in suppression of speech, if you are engaged in stopping people from attending church because of a COVID, then got to question whether you violated our rights. If you, the government, are engaging with these big tech companies and telling them to stop conservatives from speaking or conservative ideas, or, okay, we'll go on. We need to question who is deciding these things, who's acting. We, the people, have these rights. Our servants in government do not. So, We are going to embrace the challenge of understanding our rights, liberties, and freedoms. And we're going to say to our representatives and to those who work for us as hired employees, you do not control us. You answer to us. That's a tool. We'll come back to more of the actual Constitution and the basis of our government next. Pass this along. Share it. Make comments. Let's start to assemble a group of people who are interested in this. We don't even have to be like-minded. Although if you're interested in this, we are like-minded. We won't agree on everything. Good grief, we will never agree on everything, and we shouldn't. But we will have discussion, we will have consideration, and we will have, this is an overstepping of governmental authority. That is never good. It is never good. Let's go. amliberty2020@gmail.com. thelibertyhub.com. There are different comments there, different thoughts and ideas. taverntalks.local.com. See you next time.